Hey everybody, welcome back to the Wolf Pit. Today I'm making smoked barbecue oxtails. For those of you not familiar with oxtails, they're not oxtails at all. They're cattle tails, like from a cow or a steer. Oxtail is simply the culinary term for cow tails. Why they don't call them cow tails, I don't know. If you've never had oxtails, you definitely want to give them a try. Oxtails have a lot of fat, which makes the meat succulent, melting your mouth tender, and mouth-watering delicious. So let's get started and get these in the smoker.
If you don't have a grill or smoker, you can cook these in your oven, Instapot, crock pot, or a Dutch oven.
I have about 5 pounds of oxtails that I'm going to very generously season with Wolf Rub Bold barbecue seasoning. You can use your favorite barbecue rub, or salt and pepper and garlic, or whatever combination you like. Now toss them around and make sure all sides are coated. Now you can put these on the smoker right now, or you can put them in the fridge for a couple hours, or even up to overnight. I'm going to put them in the fridge for a couple hours. After chilling out in the fridge for a couple hours, the oxtails are ready for the smoker. I have my grill preheated to 250 degrees, and I'm using cherry wood for smoke. Now close the lid and let these smoke for 2 to 3 hours at 250 degrees. Now here they are after smoking for 2 hours, and they don't quite have the color or texture I want yet, so I'm going to close the lid and let them smoke for another hour. Now here they are after smoking for 3 hours, and boy do they look and smell good. But they're not yet tender yet, so I'm going to wrap the pan in aluminum foil and let them braise in their own fat and juices for another hour and a half to 2 hours or until tender. After smoking for 3 hours and braising for 2, for a total cook time of 5 hours, our oxtails are done.
If you want to make these smoked barbecue oxtails, I'll leave the recipe in the description of this video.
Now using a fork or your fingers, if you want to burn your fingers off, start pulling the meat apart and removing the bones and any excess fat. Now I'm a really big fan of barbecue pulled beef to begin with, but this smoked barbecued oxtail is absolutely amazing. First of all, the meat is succulent and rich, not to mention absolutely delicious. But the texture of the meat is what's blowing me away. It literally melts in your mouth. No teeth are required. So when you make this, invite your grandparents over for dinner. Now pile it high on a nice toasted onion roll, Kaiser roll, hamburger roll, white bread. I don't care what you put it on, just eat it. Now I'm going to top it with my thick and chunky and absolutely delicious homemade bacon bourbon barbecue sauce. Now if you want the recipe for the bacon bourbon barbecue sauce, stay tuned. The video will be coming up soon. And there you have it, smoked barbecue oxtail on a toasted onion roll with bacon bourbon barbecue sauce. Now smash it down, dislocate your jaw, and take a big old bite. Like I said before, I was already a huge fan of barbecue beef to begin with, but this is by far the best barbecue beef I've ever made or ever had. And I gotta give kudos to the bacon bourbon barbecue sauce. It was the perfect barbecue sauce for this sandwich.
Now let's make the bacon bourbon barbecue sauce.
That's a little sweet, a little smoky, a little spicy, and big on flavor. And it's very easy to make, so let's get started. Here I have about a 1/4 pound of bacon that I've chopped up into small pieces, and now I'm going to fry until crisp. Now I know I'm going to get the question, so I'm going to go ahead and answer it right now. Can I use bacon bits or pre-cooked bacon? No, you cannot use bacon bits or pre-cooked bacon. If you leave a comment telling me you used either of those in this recipe, I will charge you double for your yearly subscription to this channel. Once all the bacon is crisp, remove it from the pan and leave about 2 tablespoons of the grease in the pan. Now add finely chopped red onion. The remaining bacon grease in the pan is not only for sauteing, but it adds flavor. If you'd like a full printable copy of this recipe and many more, visit thewolfpit.com. Now saute the onions for about 5 minutes until they begin to caramelize. Then add minced garlic and saute for about 2 more minutes. Then add light brown sugar and apple cider vinegar. Give it a good mix. Then add ketchup or catsup, whatever you want to call it. I say tomato, you say tomato. They're the same thing at the end of the day. Worcestershire sauce. I really hate trying to say that word right. I'm just going to call it Worcester sauce. Now add the bourbon. And just like when you're cooking with wine, you don't want to use something you wouldn't drink. If you're not a bourbon drinker, something like Jim Beam, Wild Turkey, Knob Creek, Makers, Baker's, or Booker's bourbon is fine. Just a couple miniatures will be more than enough. Now add molasses, and make sure you rinse the ramekin out with a hot liquid to make sure you get it all out. Look at me being all frugal with Grandma's molasses. Then add dry mustard, smoked paprika or paprika. I say soda, you say pop. It's the same thing. And finally, chili powder. Now give it a stir and bring it up to a boil. Reduce the heat to medium-low. Add a little black pepper, a little salt, and then add the bacon back in. Give it a good mix, and then let it simmer on medium-low for 8 to 10 minutes or until it's nice and thick. And there you have it, bacon bourbon barbecue sauce. Smoky, sweet, and absolutely delicious. Pour it on top of your favorite barbecue, beef, pork, or chicken. Use it as a dipping sauce, or pour yourself a shot and drink it. Yes, it's that good. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you give this a try. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.